The next topic is ICMP version 4. Okay, so IP version 4 is the best effort as we have understood, and it doesn't have any error reporting or error correcting mechanism. It means it doesn't care about if there are any errors. If there are errors also, it doesn't care about correcting them. But there will be errors, right? So some of the errors which may happen is what happens if a router has to discard a datagram because it cannot find a route to the destination. That has to be informed. That is an error which is happening in the network. Okay, if the TTL field becomes equal to 0 before it reaches the destination, then simply the packet will be discarded. So that is also one of the error. And if all the fragments, after the fragmentation, if all the fragments of the same datagram doesn't reach the destination within the time limit, then they will be discarded. So that is also a kind of error. So these are all the different kinds of error which has to be informed to original host. Original host is nothing but the host which is generating these datagrams. And IP protocol also lacks a mechanism for the host and management queries. If there are any queries you have, if you want to ask in the U means obviously the IP, if it does have any queries, so IP cannot answer them. So to solve these all things, ICMP, that is Internet Control Message Protocol, has been has been designed and is going to be used. So it is obviously the companion of internet protocol. Why we call it as companion of internet protocol? Because ICMP is also a protocol in the network layer, as the IP is also a protocol in the network layer. Because it is a companion of internet protocol, that is IP, it doesn't mean that we can send the ICMP messages directly. No, the ICMP messages has to be packed or encapsulated in the IP datagram, which we have discussed previously, the IP datagram, and we also saw what all the sections are there in the IP datagram. Now ICMP does have two kinds of messages which you can see, that is, one is error reporting messages and query messages. Error reporting messages report the problem that a router or the host is going to face or encounter whenever it is going to process the IP packet. The query messages are always occur in pair and help the host or the network manager to get the specific information from the router or from another host. For example, if a router wants to know about its neighbors, it uses query messages. So that is a query it was having, that who are its neighbors. So it will ask the query message and it will get a reply. The error controlling messages does have different types. The type is 03, which is destination unreachable, which will use the code 0 to 15. If the type is 04, it is a source quench, so the code is 0. The 05 type is redirection, you can read it. 11 is time exceeded. 12 is parameter problem. Query messages appear in pairs, as I said. So if the type is 08 and 00, that is echo request and echo reply. 13 and 14, if there are the types, then it is time stamp request and time stamp reply, and it uses the code equal to 0. Now let us see the first one, which is error reporting messages. As we have just discussed that IP protocol is an unreliable protocol, one of the main responsibilities of ICMP is to report if there are some errors that may occur during the processing of the datagram. It simply reports them. Remember, it doesn't correct them, it only reports. The correction is always left for the higher layers, that is transport layer and application layer. Now to make this ICMP error reporting smooth, some of the rules it follows. There are actually 3 rules which it follows. Number 1, no error messages will be generated for the datagram having the multicast or special address. Multicast address means if a source is sending the same datagram to a group of hosts, then if there are any message error or if there are any errors, that will not be repeated. That will not be reported. Sorry. No ICMP error messages will be generated in response to the datagram which is already carrying one ICMP error message. So if you are transmitting any ICMP error message, and if there are any errors in the datagram which is already a ICMP error message, then for that error will not be generated or error will not be reported. No ICMP error messages will be generated from the fragmented datagram, that is not the first datagram. So if there are 5 fragments, if the second, third, fourth, fifth does have any error, then it will not be generated. If the first one does have first fragment does have any error, then that will be reported. Okay, and all the error messages contain a data section which includes the IP header and original datagram plus first 8 bytes of the data in the datagram. The original datagram header is added to give the original source which receives the error messages. So you have to add the header to this ICMP so that you can send these error messages to the source. Now there are some types of error messages, in that the first one is destination unreachable. This is most widely used error message which is of type 3. This particular message uses the code between 0 to 15 to define the error message and reason why the datagram has not reached to the destination. The second one is source quench. So another error message is called a source quench which is of type 4, which informs the sender that network has encountered a congestion. Congestion means traffic jam. The datagram has been dropped because of this congestion. The source has to slow down the sending of these datagrams. So that is the source quench. The third type is redirection message. The redirection message is of type 5 and it is used whenever the source uses a wrong router to send the datagram. Why it is a big problem? See, as we know that there is a field called time to live, and the time to live is going to be decremented whenever a datagram reaches the router. If the datagram reaches the right router, then there is no problem. It will be decremented by 1 and it will be forwarded. But if the datagram reaches the wrong router, still the TTL will be decremented by 1, and if it keeps on visiting the wrong routers, the TTL will become automatically equal to 0. When it becomes equal to 0, then obviously it will be dropped. So that is an error. So that will be indicated by redirection message. So what it does, see, whenever the datagram reaches a wrong router, it will be directed to the right one, and the IP address of the default router will be sent into the message, and it will be sent to the source. So that source in future has to direct it to the right router. And the next one is, then the last one is parameter problem. So parameter problem message is of type 12 and it can be sent when either there is a problem in the header of the datagram or some options are missing, and those options which are missing cannot be predicted. If that is or interpreted, if that is the case, then the parameter problem type of error message will be transmitted. Next, coming to the query messages. Query messages are independent, they do not depend upon the IP datagram, first one, and it obviously are used to test the liveliness of the host and routers. What is the liveliness? I mean, liveliness is nothing but whether they are working correctly or no. If router is dead or any host is dead, so to identify that, we normally use the query messages. And also it is used to find out the one-way or round trip time for the datagram between the two devices, and also it is used to see whether the clocks of two devices are synchronized or not synchronized. As I said, query messages are always in pairs. So there are two pairs. The first one is echo request and echo reply, and these are normally used to test the liveliness of the router or the host. And the second pair is time stamp request and time stamp reply. It is normally used to check the round trip time between the two devices and also to check whether the clocks are synchronized or not synchronized. So these are the query messages. Next heading is debugging tools. There are several tools that can be used in the internet for debugging. So we are going to discuss two. In that, the first one is ping. You already know what is ping means. You sometimes we say text me later or ping me later. So if somebody texts you, that is, if somebody uses ping, if you are alive, then you will reply. Otherwise, you won't reply. Simple, right? So the same thing happens in the internet also. We can use the ping debugging tool to check whether the host is alive and responding. So we use ping here to see how it uses the ICMP packet. So let us see. The source host sends the ICMP echo request message if the destination is alive and it and working correctly, and it will responds with the ICMP echo reply message. The ping program sets the identifier field in the echo request and echo reply message. Why it has to set? See, if it is sending the first ping, then the sequence will become equal to 0 because that is the first one. If it is sending the second one, then obviously it will increment it by 1, and it will keep incrementing by 1 every time it sends a ping message. The ping message is also, or ping debugging tool is also used to calculate the round trip time. How it does? It is very simple. First, whenever it is sending echo request, it will add the sending time, and when the reply comes back, then it will subtract the departure time from the round trip time, which is indicated as RTT, to know the round trip time, or to calculate the round trip time between the two devices. The next one is trace route. The trace route program is slightly different from the ping program. The ping program gets the help from the query messages, but the trace route gets the help from the error reporting messages. Those two error reporting messages are time exceeded and destination unreachable. Okay, these are the two error reporting messages, which will help the trace route. Okay, the trace route is an application layer program. Remember, it's an application layer program. First point. And next, it will use the UDP, that is user datagram protocol of the transport layer. What it does, if there are n routers in the path, then the trace route program sends n plus 1 messages. If there are n, 1 extra, n plus 1. The first n messages are discarded by n routers, and it will be discarded by n routers, and the one between the program by each router, the first n messages will be discarded by the n router, and the last message will be discarded by the host. To understand this, how it happens, let us see. You can see in the diagram, there are two devices which wants to communicate. The leftmost device, we can consider it as a source, and the rightmost device consider it as the destination. In between, there are three routers. So first message will carry a TTL is equal to 1. The first message will carry TTL will be is equal to 1. And when it reaches the first router, then the rule says that whenever a datagram reaches a router, the TTL has to be decremented by 1. Already TTL is equal to 1. If you decrement it by 1, it will become automatically 0. The router will reply back that time has exceeded. Then to check the second router, what it does, it is going to keep the TTL is equal to 2. Remember, in the diagram I have it has been shown that it will directly reach the router 2, but that is not the case. It will reach the router first. It will reach the router number 1, and then it will reach the router number 2. Now, whenever right now the TTL is equal to 2. Okay. Now, whenever it reaches the router 1, the TTL will become equal to 1 because it will be decremented by 1. Then it will be forwarded to router 2. When it reaches the router 2, the TTL will automatically become equal to 0. And when the TTL becomes equal to 0, the datagram will be discarded and error message will be sent to the source. Whenever that error message is sent back to the source, it means the source will understand that the router 2 is alive because it is getting the reply. Now coming to the third scenario, it means we are concentrating on the third router. Now for the to check the liveliness of the third router, the TTL field will be set equal to 3. When this datagram reaches the first router, the TTL will be decremented by 1, it will become 2. When it reaches the second router, the TTL will be again decremented by 1, it will become 1. And when finally the third router is going to receive this datagram, and it will also decrement the TTL by 1 more, the TTL will become equal to 0 and datagram will be simply discarded because time has exceeded, and it will reply it with the time exceeded message. And if the time exceeded message is received by router 3, the source will understand that the router 3 is also alive. Now coming to the last scenario, that the destination, to check whether the destination host is alive or it is not alive. So it is the fourth device from the source, so that's why the TTL has kept equal to 4. So when it reaches the first router, it will become 3. When it reaches the second router, it will become 2. When it reaches the third router, it will become 1, and when it reaches the host, it will become automatically 0. When it becomes automatically 0, the time has exceeded. So now see, remember, the host will not reply with the time exceeded error message. Instead of that, it will reply with destination unreachable reply. Whenever this destination unreachable reply reaches back to the source will understand that the host is also alive. The last one is trace RT. The trace RT program behaves differently in Windows. The trace RT messages are encapsulated directly in the IP datagrams. The trace RT works like trace route. It will also send echo request messages. However, when the last echo request reaches the destination, an echo reply message will be used. It is the same one, but obviously it is not going to use the TTL.